Hello, hello. Caught Jim Jams. Spirit guided me to jump straight on, not get changed. Have got a message that they wanted me to share, and they wanted it to be raw and authentic and real and in the moment. So there was no getting changed. It was like, go connect now while the energy is at the surface and real. So we're going to talk a little bit about some stuff I'm relating to in my life at the moment, and I know many of you are. A lot of us are feeling really overwhelmed. It just feels like there's a storm, and it doesn't matter whether you've got a raincoat, an umbrella, you're just getting wet from every angle. It's like the rain's coming in sideways. So what Spirit want me to share with you today, and my higher self want to share with you today, I was meditating just before, and Spirit reminded me that no storm lasts forever, that there's moments where you're overwhelmed. Take time out as often as possible during the day, even if it's in your lunch break at work, where you just go sit in nature somewhere, even go sit next to a pot plant, like some connection to nature, and connect with your heart, and just say to the mind, I know you're trying to help me. That's why you're bombarding me and overwhelming me with thoughts, fears, lack, struggling with change, loss, betrayals. But I'm in charge. I'm witnessing this. I'm going to drop into my heart and just take a break and breathe. And when I feel more centered, I'm going to know when and how to take the next step. By taking that time out and not reacting straight away to perhaps someone's behaviour towards you, by taking that time and dropping into the heart space and not reacting straight away, you don't create an extra storm or an earthquake or a tsunami. I've often reacted too quickly and actually had to make a rule for myself that I couldn't respond or react for 12 hours or 24 hours, because how I felt initially with what was happening to how I felt in 12 to 24 hours time, after I allowed it to process, integrate, witness all of the thoughts, all of the feelings, and then stepping back from a higher perspective and choosing a response. And sometimes choosing not to respond at all, which is very out of character for me, but I have started doing so. So Spirit's asking me to remind people that, the analogy of the four seasons, you've got winter where it's stormy, there's lots of debris on the roads from the trees and the branches, and, that it's okay to allow your emotions up and have a good cry and write out a letter to someone and get the anger out and rip it up or burn it. Like, give yourself time to process and witness and observe the feelings and the thoughts, to witness them, not make them right or wrong, not judge them. And by giving yourself this time, we create a lot less extra drama, and we're able to honour our process. So remembering, that try and remember the 4 seasons and know that the storm's not going to last forever. It's impossible. And if we can observe what's happening more, take time before reacting, choosing whether we're going to respond or not. Quite literally, in the last 5, 6, 7 years, I have experienced in my life so many losses. And I thought, I'm the common denominator here. It's got to be me. Like, you know, I went down every rabbit hole, analysing so many different situations, and meditated with my higher self and my guides. And the words I got really clearly and strongly was, Pamela, you've chosen to advance yourself, evolve. You've owned and observed a lot of your own shadow side, change patterns and behaviours, and become more and more honest with yourself, others, on an authentic level. I was never a dishonest person, but do you know what I mean? And Spirit said to me so clearly, these people haven't abandoned you. We moved them out of your way. You're not being punished. It's like they said to me, you're upgrading. And this is why every sort of, quite consistently for 5 odd years, there's just been loss after loss after loss. And it's because I started my 24-hour rule, not responding straight away, and taking time to observe and make sure that I was taking conscious action. And sometimes when you do that, people will attack you. When you say you need space and time to work something out, they may accuse you of running away or avoiding or not facing stuff. It's quite the opposite. It's removing yourself so you can take the time to observe the whole situation from a high perspective. And I started saying no more often to people, or at least not today, maybe next week or whatever, or expressing my thoughts and feelings a bit more in a non-attacking way. And often when we become more real like that, the people around us are noticing energetically, not just the words we're speaking, but energetically, the non-verbal communication, the body language, how you're more centered in your power. You're not as reactive, and energetically that person, those people, want you to react how you used to react. They're very uncomfortable that you're coming from a different place and you're not doing what you used to do. And this is, part of human nature and part of growing consciously. It's not that you're better than them, or there is no better than them. We've all been at different stages in our life. I've been very overwhelmed recently. Had lots of change happen in a very small space of time, and have also had a couple of people be very, very dishonest with me and about me. And old parts of myself have come to the surface and been quite wanting to be really, really reactive and, defend my name and be heard, and you must know my side of the story. And And I caught myself and went, that's the old you that thinks it needs to be validated. And I only need to know the truth. It doesn't matter what someone is saying about me. I don't need to keep defending myself. So I took some time to withdraw from a couple of situations, which didn't go so well from the other person's point of view. And then after taking some time out and observing and looking at the whole situation from a higher perspective, and, having a boohoo and letting out some anger and then stepping back and witnessing the thoughts, the emotions, the anger, and taking the time to ask, where is this coming from? What is this experience teaching me, showing me about myself that I'm still holding on to, rather than what is this person doing to me? They're wrong, blame, blame, blame. Every interaction with another, every experience with another, if you can honour your initial reaction, witness and observe it, and take, say, 24 hours or a couple of days before responding, you'll notice you do things so differently, because it's not coming from that charged emotion from past wounds or past beliefs, and learning to accept, which does not mean agree with. Accept is meaning the facts in front of me is Joe Blow is saying I did X, and I know I didn't do X, and this person's telling all these people. Where am I putting my worth if I feel I need to defend and correct this person, and I'm caring so much about what these other people are thinking I did? We are so conditioned from a very young age to do things a certain way because people thought they were doing the right thing, teaching you that way. We're taught at a very early age to dishonour our truth, our feelings, our gut instinct. Just a small example is, you've got to give Uncle Bob a kiss and a hug before we go. Go on, it's rude if you don't. It's rude if you don't. And, you're sort of forced as a young child to go do this. And you can see the kids like really, oh, okay then. There's something in that child saying, I don't want to do this. It doesn't feel right to me. That non-verbal communication of that child's feeling and energy, it doesn't feel right to them. Not saying the person's bad, but it doesn't feel right to them. And we force them at a young age. You've got to say this. You've got to do this. You've got to hug this person. You've got to kiss this person. Or this person's your auntie now or your uncle now. Call them uncle and auntie even though they're not. And you've got to do this. And you've got to... It's rude if you don't do this. This is what people do. Really stop and think about that for a moment. All the things in our life that we do because we were told to. So, take some time today after this video just to sit in silence with your hand in the center of your chest, holding your heart energy. Take some deep breaths with your eyes closed and allow memories and thoughts about the conditioning of the things that you've been told growing up about how to act, how to behave, what's right, what's wrong. And it's not about looking at it and blaming anyone. It's about, as you're reflecting, and different topics come to the surface as you're taking this space and time to allow them to, because you're holding that intent. Time to just go, do I still want to do that? Or how could I do that differently? Or what has doing that created in my life? And do I want to do something different? During these storm periods, these moments of overwhelmness where lots of change is taking place, lots of experiences, what we perceive as losses or abandonment, take a moment to go, okay, this is happening. I feel betrayed. I feel hurt. I feel attacked. If everything deep down is here to help me, what it is that I need to do differently if I don't want to keep being in this experience, this interaction, this behavior towards me? What can I do differently? Instead of attacking back and blaming, accepting, not liking, accepting. The evidence is this person's saying this, doing this. The feeling I have within me is X. Do I want to keep feeling X? What can I do differently? Now, sometimes that'll mean pulling away from some people. And that's okay. Sometimes we'll keep people in our lives because they haven't done anything wrong, like obvious abuse. And we have this sense of loyalty. Oh, I've known this person for X amount of years, and 5 years ago they really helped me through blah, 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 blah. But in this present moment, this person's bringing these type of difficulties into my life. And, I've tried to talk to them several times, give them the opportunity to open up, be truthful, and they've chosen not to. Do I keep what they did 5 years ago as a reason to allow the experience I'm having with them now? We're so consumed that we're not allowed to hurt anyone. We're not allowed to say our truth. We can't upset anyone. We can't do this. We can't do that. If you're saying it from a loving place and you're owning it, if you're saying, I choose to move away from this situation, it doesn't feel right for me anymore. I wish you all the best. If you're coming from a loving place, yes, that person may still react in an atrocious way, but that doesn't mean you do it back and attack back and blame. You accept that that person is where they are right now, and that once upon a time you may have been quite atrocious yourself. We're all at different levels of consciousness and awareness, and that doesn't mean we're better than. Some of the losses I've experienced in the last quite a few years just seems like one after another, And I'm talking several pretty big ones, close family members, long-term friendships. Often when there's a lot of turbulence in your life, it's because you've grown more than you realise. And these clothes, these experiences no longer fit. They're too tight. They're too restrictive. They don't resonate and align with your heart anymore. It's often a sign to let go, to allow, to start creating new experiences. How do we do this? You can't do it keeping the same lifestyle and patterns and interactions. Perhaps give yourself 2 weeks, 3 weeks, where you choose to have no plans, no engagements with friends. Just, if someone asks, just say, look, I'm just having 3 weeks where I'm spending some extra time by myself as much as possible. And, start doing your breath work more. Start having an intent before you close your eyes and do your deep breathing. I want to explore the pattern that I keep attracting people that do and sit back and just witness it and observe it. Take some notes. You're not judging or changing anything straight away. You're taking a couple of weeks out to have a lot more self-time, self-reflection time, self-awareness time, nature. Nature in your breath is what's going to get you through this. The energy that you get from nature, calming your energy. You think about it. You sit at the beach and look at the water for 20 minutes. How much more relaxed are you? Find somewhere, even if it's watching a tree move in the breeze. Start giving yourself permission to slow down, observe, instead of I need to achieve, I need to do, I need to fix. It's like we've been programmed that we have this confronting energy, this overwhelming energy, and we need to fix it, change it immediately. And often when we do that, we just create more drama because we're coming from a reactive, impulsive do. My best advice I can give you is, taking that time out to reflect. Because I had a lot of challenges in a row, where I was literally in the fetal position, just grieving, crying, and not understanding why it was all happening at once, one thing after another. Taking the time out and, giving myself like a 24-hour rule of not responding or reacting, that's when my life started turning around for the better. And that didn't mean that I wasn't still having some of the experiences I was having and interesting reactions from others when I was speaking my truth more or choosing to do something different. What it meant was my internal space was different. I wasn't as distressed. I took my time more. I was able to consciously make choices, to take the time to consciously speak and respond from a place of not attacking or blaming. Just, this is how I feel. This is what I need to do for me. Some people respond well because you're being so authentic. So you're reaching a part of them that can't normally be reached. Some people react in a tantrum quite way because they're not used to you operating that way, or it doesn't suit what's going on for them at the moment. And they've got their own stuff going on too, don't forget. They've got their own conditioning, their own experiences, their own wounds. Most people don't deliberately, consciously go out of their way to upset you. They're doing the best they can with their experiences, their conditioning, their programs, their core belief about themselves, as you've probably seen from some of my other videos, I've been inconsistent on here. And my mind's come in saying, you should be doing more videos, you should. And it's like, no, it'll happen as it's meant to. And at the right time, even in your gym jams, when it's authentic, raw and real, when you're allowing people to see your authentic self rather than, if I'd gone away, got changed, brushed my hair, I would have lost that raw energy of sharing with you today. So, yeah, just take a moment now just to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And just put your hand on your heart chakra, and we're just going to connect with our higher selves and reflect on the conversation that's happened so far on the video, so you can get insights, light bulb moments, and integrate some of this information so it actually goes in and can be most beneficial to you. Couple of nice, slow, deep, exaggerated breaths in the nose, out of the mouth. So just imagine breathing in light and breathing out confusion, anger, frustration, grief, sadness. Breathing in, breathing out. Just feeling the heat from your hand on your chest. So you're dropping out of the mind into the heart, soul energy, where you see things from a higher perspective. Just relaxing the body more and more. Connecting to your feet and seeing the energy from your feet go way, way, way down into the earth. Way down into the center, the core of Mother Earth. And you might like to see that as a large heart crystal, and that you're connected and grounded into the heart of the earth, into nature. Allowing the body to relax. Thanking the ego for bombarding you, because what it's really trying to tell you is when I bombard you, I'm not centered, I'm reactive. It's like a signal to stop and connect back to the heart. That I am not my thoughts, I am not my emotions, I am not my body. I am the one, I am the energy, I am the consciousness that's observing thoughts, the emotions, and the body. When I give myself the space and the time, I can observe without judgment, just noticing. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Allowing any tension to just go down the body, down the legs, out of the feet, down into the center of the earth to be transmuted. Allow Mother Earth to send back up your column of light and into your feet the wisdom, the knowing, and the truth of your soul self, allowing you to see things from a higher perspective. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Okay. Just bringing your awareness back to the room, opening up your eyes nice and gently. I'd just like to thank you for being with me today and hope you found this video beneficial. And if you did find it beneficial, I would really appreciate you to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Support this channel and help this get out to other people that may benefit from it. And know this storm will pass one day at a time, and make some time for you each day to observe, to go within. Blessings to you all. Talk again soon.